Hi, my name is Brian Simonson. I'm a category manager with Associated in Fresh Foods. It's my opportunity today to talk to you a little bit about something we've been working on, a number of things we've been working on that are relevant to the season. One of the areas I oversee here at Associated is specialty cheese. And I'm pretty passionate, pretty excited about the category for a number of reasons. Like a lot of you guys, I spent my life in this business, and most of that has been spent in retail operations. And if there's one thing I've learned over those decades, operating stores in our system, is that this particular category comes with potentially a fair amount of risk, and it also comes potentially with a tremendous amount of reward. And I think the driver behind that is really on a couple of things. First and most obvious, we have a high cost of goods, and in some cases a relatively short shelf life. Now, of course, we deal with that everywhere in fresh foods, but specialty cheese throws a particular curveball at us with, in addition to those, with assortment. Assortment is a challenge like no others in fresh foods. And what I mean by that is this. As a member of Associated Food Stores, right now today you have at your fingertips, through the items that we carry at our Far West Distribution Center and the items we carry through our partners at KeHE, over 1,100 SKUs of specialty cheese. That's just today. That number is going up consistently. If that's not enough, we then take that large assortment and recognize the fact that these products come with names like, for example, Peragio, Jarlsberg, Chablis, and even Yay Toast. And so when you think about our customers, our team members, and the challenges they face in working through 1,100 SKUs with those kinds of names, different shelf lives, different countries of origin, and so forth, it can be kind of intimidating. In the past, we've tried to help out with this by providing things like top 100 lists or seasonal promotional lists, things to help you kind of pare down your assortment and know what you should carry. The challenge with that kind of approach is that if we work only off of, say, top 100 volume, we run the risk of completely excluding whole families of product. If you've got a relatively small cheese case to work with and you're working from a top 100 list and you follow it closely, you'll have maybe one blue cheese on the shelf. You'll have maybe one soft ripened cheese on the shelf. Your customers that are shopping you and shopping that category expect more than that. And we'll disappoint them if that's what we do. Now you know that, and so you've done your best through different channels to expand. Our opportunity has been to develop some tools to help you better determine your assortment, better determine your space allocations, and we'll talk in the very end about the opportunity to better educate your team members and your guests as well. In order to be able to, well, the number one question that we get asked more than any other, I've been working in specialty cheese in different capacities for about 3 years now, and in addition to my lifetime in retail, but focused on specialty cheese, the biggest question I'm asked all the time is obviously, it's like, what do I carry? And in striving to answer that question for you better than just that top 100 or that seasonal variety, we needed to start to gain a real understanding of what's out there, meaning in your stores. What types and sizes of fixtures do you have to work with? That matters, because if we don't know how much space we're working with, we don't know what to recommend in terms of an assortment. So we spent a lot of time actually in stores, your stores, corporate stores, and believe it or not, with a measuring tape in our hand and literally measuring fixtures like this one, height, depth, number of shelves, all of those things, and did that in literally dozens of locations. Try to come up with a template of what we're working with out there as far as fixtures go. Then the next step is to determine how are those products going to fit and how many can you support. Well, just like any other space management related endeavor, you've got to have dimensions on products. And sadly, most of our 1,100 specialty cheese SKUs didn't have those. So we then spent a considerable amount of time literally going out and measuring and assigning dimensions to about between 300 and 400 SKUs of product, so we could start to build a meaningful tool for you to use and to help you with assortment. We'll come back and talk more about the planogram side in just a minute. But what I wanted to share with you is kind of the summary of this. What we determined in surveying all of those stores, searching scan data and market data on those 1,100 SKUs is basically this. A store with a fairly large footprint, say for example a 20-foot cheese island, or a store like this with what is a 32-foot, what we call a bunker display, has room to carry around 200, maybe 225 SKUs. That's out of the 1,100 that we have. So what we did is from there, we used our market data that's available through SPINS and AC Nielsen, as well as our scan data that's available through over 300 of our member stores, and we created a family-based list. And what it does is it takes all of the primary cheese families, organizes the products together, and then ranks those products based on scan data in our 300 stores. So in other words, you can take a simple report like this, look at each of the prominent cheese families, such as the blues, the soft cheeses, soft ripened cheeses, hard cheeses, and so forth, and you can quickly and easily identify the best moving, most relevant items in each of those families. So whether you're working with a very small, say a 4-foot dairy style wall case, or whether you're working with a 40-foot long bunker cheese kiosk like the one I'm standing in front of, you can find the best and most relevant SKUs to help you meet that need. Now, a word or two on the schematics. There was no way, obviously, for us to build schematics that would be a true one-size-fits-all or 4 sizes fits all for specialty cheese. But what we did do, as I mentioned, is in surveying all of these different locations, we came up with 6 different examples, 3 different case styles of planograms that as a member of AFS you have access to right now today. We have 4 and 8-foot versions of a wall display. We have 12 and 20-foot versions of a specialty cheese island. And then we have 24 and 32-foot versions of a bunker island or kiosk like the one that we're standing in front of. With these and the accompanying category report that I just mentioned, the rankings data by family, we can take any store in our system. We can choose the most appropriately sized and style of planogram. We can marry that up with the cheese assortment report that I mentioned that breaks things down by family. The planogram gives you the product flow and the product adjacencies. The report gives you SKU-specific data, and it's really pretty easy to put together an effective, profitable specialty cheese category for your store, regardless of the size of that store. If you'd like more information about the planogramming aspect or the data analysis that we've done on the category, you can reach out to me directly. You can reach out to any member of your MRO delicatessen team or their leader, Tanya Fackrell. Any of us can provide you with this information and make it available to you on a quarterly updated basis. If you choose to have your stores mapped to the planograms that we've built, then you'll have those planograms, the sprint reports, and the rankings data all at your fingertips on StoreLink 24/7, as you already know. Once you've determined the appropriately sized planogram or the fixture that you're working with, you've gone through and you've determined what your assortment's going to be, we wanted to provide you a tool or set of tools that will help educate not only your guests, but also can be very valuable in helping you to educate your teams. And what I'm talking about are what we call simply our sign card program. I'm standing in front of some examples of what those cards are. These cards were put together using a combined effort. We drove the assortment aspect of it on the procurement side. Our marketing team helped with design and creating the signs, and your MRO deli team and your KE Fresh Foods team will assist in getting these sign tools out and in use in your stores. I want to talk a little bit about what these different signs are and kind of the story that they tell. We've designed these cheese cards to be eye-catching, but also to be very educational, quick, and easy to read. If you look at the example that's in front of you, you can see this item is Peragio.
Dutch Cheesemakers is the company that produces the product. And this particular cheese is a Gouda that's made with Parmesan cultures. So it's different and very unique. Starting kind of from the upper left, a customer can, or a team member for that matter, can quickly look at this and see that it contains cow milk, that it was produced in Holland, aged for 5 months. This cheese belongs in the family of semi-hard cheeses. It uses pasteurized milk. It's hormone-free. And finally, we make some great pairing suggestions to help the customers and our team members really be able to easily and quickly learn and understand the application of the different cheese items.
If our team members become familiar with this tool and become familiar with the product assortment that's provided, they instantly gain a degree of knowledge that they don't have today, and it helps give them the confidence to talk to the customers. In the case that a team member is not present and a customer simply wants to approach the case, grab a product and go, these are a fantastic call out that let them know what they're buying, where it's from, and with great pairing suggestions. Associated Food Stores made the decision to produce 150 sets of these cheese cards along with the accompanying holders that they sit in different sizes. They'll be available, as I said, free of charge to the first 150 Associated Food Stores members that express an interest in having this program executed within their stores. And again, the assortment that's offered in these cards is not by accident. They represent some of the unique and or better selling, or we think category leading products that you can carry. If you're interested in having this program for your store, you can reach out to your MRO, deli specialist, or a member of the KeHE Foods Fresh team, or myself. And we'll happily make arrangements to get a full set of these cards and the holders executed in your store location. Now finally, and the last thing I want to mention is we can't do any of this without our partners at KeHE Foods. I mentioned the 1,100 SKUs we have available. At Associated, we carry around 250 of those. KeHE, all of the rest. And one of the things that they're always doing is they're always looking for the new, and they're always looking for the kind of the cutting edge, and also to help solve problems. And they've done that with a great program here, which I'm going to have introduced to you by Kelly Kinsey, who is the Fresh Foods Account Manager for KeHE. She's going to talk to you about this fantastic pre-cut premium cheese opportunity, and I'll turn the time over to Kelly. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Kelly Kinsey, and I am the Fresh Account Manager for KeHE for Associated Foods. And I'm here to talk to you about one of our really exciting programs that we do. This is one of the cut and wrap items that comes in and gives the stores the look of having a cheesemonger and having it cut in the back room without having to do anything but labeling it at store level. So these come in with everything done, pre-packed. It's got the ingredients, nutritions on it, and the store just labels it so you have the look of having a cheesemonger without the labor, which is so important for so many retailers right now. The KeHE Deli order guide is on Store Link. And the first items, when you open that order guide, the first items that come up are cut and wrap or pre-cut, and that would retain to these items. Right here in this case, we have 9 of the top SKUs, from Saint Angel, which is a triple cream brie, to Belle Trois, which is a very nice brie, and then we've got the herb dauphinoise. Here, we've got a large selection of cut and wrap items for you, and this is a way to elevate your cheese to another level and bring some of these top level SKUs in. These, again, we've brought in the top items in there. They're based on sales across the country, and again, remember, you can get the look without the labor. If you have any questions on this program, please contact somebody from the KeHE Fresh team, myself, or Tanya Frackrell and her MRO deli specialist. Thank you.